Well, good morning and welcome. It's a lovely Friday morning, and of course, we're happy to be here, taking you on a trip across the world, talking sports. My name is Yemi Adebayo. There's a lot to talk about today. The Golden Eaglets are on our minds. They've really put in a decent performance so far. Played 4 games at the FIFA, 4 matches at the FIFA U-17 World Cup. They've been scoring goals aplenty, and of course, they will step on the field tomorrow against Uruguay. We'll talk about all of that. The CAF Champions League first leg final will be played tomorrow. It will dominate our thoughts. Charity, they say, begins at home. We would start by looking at the CAF Champions League and what is happening on the domestic scene, football-wise. How some of those things might just affect some of the teams that would represent us on the continent. We're going to be looking at that this morning. We'll also look at big games across Europe in football. A lot of interesting, mouth-watering ties across the big leagues in Europe. So we'll look at that. And of course, we'll look at tennis, the Paris Masters. We will take you to Paris, let you have a feel of what is happening in Paris. We'll do that for you on the show. We'll also talk about WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency, what they've been trying to do to sanitize the sport, how they're trying to ensure that doping is a thing of the past. And of course, the countdown has begun to the 2014 Winter Olympics, so we will also look at that this morning, what the IOC is trying to do and what Russia, the host, are trying to do to ensure that the Winter Olympics runs smoothly. And of course, in between all of everything I've said, we'll take a look at the papers, and if time permits, we'll give you a slice of basketball on the show this morning. Well, this lovely Friday morning, I'm not alone. I have Kunle Philip with me. Kunle, let me quickly welcome you this morning. We have a lot to talk about. Kunle?
Yeah, good morning, Yemi. It's good to be here.
Okay, let's dive straight into it. Let's look at the CAF Champions League. No Nigerian team is there, but of course we still have to talk about it. The biggest thing on the African continent this weekend. So I'm very sure it's going to come up on the screen now. Orlando Pirates will take on Egyptian giant Al Ahly. It has the makings of Orlando Pirates will be playing at home, really, and it has the makings of a very exciting match.
It's going to be definitely very exciting. Remember the last time both teams met at the group stage of this competition, it ended in a draw out there in South Africa. But of course, the Buccaneers, as they call them, I'm talking about the Orlando Pirates. When they played the first leg in Egypt, it ended 3-0 in favor of the team. Of course,
Orlando Pirates have surprised everybody, including both of us.
Definitely.
We didn't expect them to get this far.
Absolutely.
But the question is playing at home, playing the first leg at home, does it give you any advantage?
No, it doesn't give one any advantage, because even the Pirate team have been better team away from home. They've been more convincing away from home. So I think they really need to take up this game. They have to ensure that they get a very decent result in the first leg here in South Africa to make the reverse fixture an easy one for them. But of course, it's going to be very, very tough.
Okay, before we take a look at this, I just want you to comment quickly before we look at the past winners of the CAF Champions. A lot of people have said this is a good time to play Egypt or Egyptian teams.
Definitely.
Their mind is not settled.
Their mind is not settled because of the civil unrest over there in Egypt. It's not been, they've not really been doing it very good. And of course, even in the reverse picture, they've said they've actually persuaded CAF to actually shift the date. And of course, it shows that they are actually very unsettled, very worried. And you look at even the way the national team also lost to Ghana. To Ghana. So it's got to tell you that really there's so much problem in Egypt.
Okay, let's look at the past winners. Sometimes you forget this, but that's Eyimba on the top.
Definitely.
We took you back, say 9 years ago. Even before this, Eyimba had won in 2003. So you have 2004 Eyimba from Nigeria. Al Ahly did what Eyimba did, won back-to-back. So they won 2005, 2006. In 2007, Etoile Sahel from Tunisia won. In 2008, Al Ahly, the team that has, in recent times, have won the Champions League more than anybody.
That's absolutely. They've won it much more than everybody. Also, you see the way they also won it back in 2012
and,
as well.
The team from Congo Democratic Republic, TP Mazembe, also did it back-to-back. And at some point, we thought they were going to dominate Africa, but they self-destruct. And, of course, TP Mazembe 2009, 2010. Esperance, the Tunisian side, 2011. Last year was 2012, and Al Ahly won, an Egyptian club. They won, but this year we don't know where the pendulum will swing.
I think if you ask me, I think it should swing to the part of the Orlando Pirates team, because if you look at the way they've actually been playing, they've been very massive, and the whole nation is actually behind them, and I took them to actually lift the CAF Champions League for 2013.
Egyptian football legend Abu Trika says, look, he wants to hang his boots, but he would love to do it if Al Ahly wins this and go on to play at the World Club Cup. And that would be a fitting way for him to wave goodbye. Whether or not he's going to have his wish is another thing.
It's another thing, definitely. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough.
Let's since we talked about Enyimba, let's look at the domestic scene. I'm not going to ask you your opinion about the so-called the decision taken by the club owners and what the NFF has done. We're not going to be talking about that. Of course, you have a different opinion. I have mine as well. But let's look at the implication of all of these things. These two teams, Kano Pillars and Enyimba, should represent Nigeria on the continent. The competition we just talked about, that's CAF Champions League. But with all of these things happening, when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. So what are the implications for Nigerian teams if this thing, I mean, the problem between the club owners, some have said they're club managers anyway, but the club owners and the league management company on one side and the NFF on one side is not sorted out, what do you think will be the implication?
Definitely it will have an adverse effect on the league, even the teams participating in the continent, because
they won't be able to meet the CAF deadline.
Yes, they won't be able to meet the CAF deadline, and of course the whole thing, the league and organization and everything would just be still. It will be, there wouldn't be any way we will be able to have a very good preparation and as well submit the list.
We've seen some things we thought we could improve on this season, but if all of these things are not sorted out, we're probably going to have.
I'm sure the whole issue will be sorted out, and both teams will go. Yeah, the apex
have a drink or two,
of course, and of course,
some trading.
We always feel that most of these issues that comes up every now and then are just like propaganda.
Just means come to the negotiation table.
Come to the negotiation table. They will come back and resolve the whole issue, and then the Nigerian league will continue.
Okay. We just hope that these things will not have far-reaching implications for Nigerian clubs. We know what happened to Rangers, how we'll self-destructed. We just hope that all of these issues will be sorted out, and hopefully our clubs on the continent and even in the domestic league, we enjoy a problem-free participation. Okay, a lot has been said about Nigeria's Golden Eaglets, how they've been scoring goals aplenty. But of course, little has been said about the opponent. So what we're going to do this morning, let's allow you see how South American giants Uruguay booked their place at the quarterfinal of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. After that, we'll come back for more on Sports this morning.
Arriba, Mauricio, de arranque.